Right, we get cracking then. So have you got your files you've made?
Yes. Yeah.
We're now going to work out a closure, and we're also going to work out putting papers in there. Did you get lots of bits of paper?
Yes.
Right. This is my selection of scrap paper. I'm going to now tilt this camera down so you can see what I'm doing. You won't have to look at my ugly mug any longer. Right. Here's the paper. I've got pegs. Always keep pegs. I've got a selection. This is some office paper when my brother ran a bookshop. This is an old book page, lovely old book page, a ledger page. We've got an old family Bible, a Welsh family Bible that was going to go to the skip. So I've photocopied the plates inside. They're beautiful. So that's that. That's a dictionary page. That's some tea stain paper. That's some old music paper. A paper bag from the shop. Paper bag. Map pages. More coffee stain paper. Another old book with old-fashioned writing in. An old calendar. Lined paper. Another old calendar. I know it's got bits written here, but we can get rid of that when we embellish it. Picture. I thought it was a nice picture on the calendar. More school paper. Right, that's my book. So once you've got your pages together, try and get it so the shorter ones are sort of roughly in the middle. So put your papers together and try to disperse through your book. Picture, print, plain. Picture, print, plain, and that's that bag, that end of that paper bag from the shop. There we are, because you can keep that side thick, but you can make the other side into a pocket.
How many pages have you got there?
I've got quite a thick book. I think I've got 12 pages here. That makes 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, I've got 13. No, 13. I've got 14. I've got 15 pages. 15. I've got 15. So that's 30 pages. Yeah, 15. The 2 15s are 30 then. But I've got quite a thick. What's that noise? Is that the men I can hear,
That's
Lorna?
the men above the tree. It's right outside the window. I don't know if
it was a dog.
I'm not going to blame your
You can't
dog.
really see, but they're up there anyway.
Oh my God.
I think this one.
So once you've got all your pages, you want to make sure the tops are neat. Don't worry about the size. You can always do that later. The number of pages you have in a signature depends on how thick your spine is. You see this one here, I've got 3 signatures, and I don't think I've got many pages, but it's got quite thick already. You don't want to have what they're called when they get so thick that you can't open them. They're called gator mouths. I think alligator.
Oh, yes.
So this one, when I start to fill this, it's going to get wide. I think I should have been better off with 2 signatures. How many pages have I got in here? 1. This is one of my little bee embellishments I did with tracing paper, then stuck it on. It's come out quite well, I think. Not tracing paper, tissue paper. This is my bee book on bees.
Oh, nice. Like that.
And then another one. I scanned it off of Pinterest, then I put it through the computer on some ordinary copy paper with a tiny sliver of glue holding the tracing paper down, and it traced it off. To fold them in half, make sure they fit in your file, so you've got a space at the top and a space at the bottom. Some people like them hanging over the top. but we'll keep things simple to start with, and make sure that when you close it, they're not too much sticking out. Mine always end up sticking out because I tend to add things to them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't got that many then.
If they're all the same size, you won't have a problem. If you're like me and I've got some little pages and big pages, make sure your little pages are roughly in the middle. Here I've got a paper bag. That paper bag goes right the way through to the other side, but
Yeah.
I've got to make sure it's nestled in the middle, because when we come to do the holes, we've got to make sure we put the 3 holes in each of the pieces of paper. So how are you getting on with your pieces of paper? Ruth is busy cutting, I can see.
There we are.
Brilliant. Right, and it sells other junky bits. So you've got your signature. How many signatures you're going to have? I'm going to have 3 in my book. Trudith, 3. And what you want to do then is make sure, as I said, that the top and the bottom are all nice and neat and together. So, and that all your bits in the middle are going to get a stab. Then with your pegs, peg either side so that they don't move, because you don't want to move them. Let them move. Right, if you've got one of these, and
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yes, that's what I got.
Yeah. And if you're going to do a lot of books, yes, you may need to wiggle it a bit, Lorna, to make sure the hole's a bit bigger. If you're going to do a lot, I bought off of Amazon a bookbinding kit. It was about £13 or something. It wasn't very much, and I had 2 of those. I had a load of needles. I had some wax cotton. Oh, just chucked all my needles all over the place. Wax cotton, and what else? I had a pair of scissors and a bone folder. A nice bone folder because it's curved. Right, so I got that off of Amazon. Now you want to work out where you're going to put your holes. So you remember, you've got to put them so that they go through all sheets of paper. So what you want to do now is gingerly pick up your paper and work out where the one is. Right, so let's do it this side. You can see I'm picking them up. Right, picking them up. Can you see what I'm doing, everybody? That one ends there, so that's okay. I can go. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one comes here. Right, so that one comes up to there. That one comes right. So I mustn't go below there. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to follow that red line down, and I'm going to put first hole in there. That's why you need a book. Okay, so that's my first hole. Then I'm going to eyeball my second hole. My second hole is going to be roughly in the middle. So I put a hole in there. And my third hole, again, I'm going to lift the pages over and just work out where the ones that run short of the edge are. And I think this is the only one that runs short of my paper bag. Yeah, so my paper bag ends there. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to come up a little bit, and I'm going to put a hole in there. So now I've got my 3 holes. Cool. Right, so once you've got your 3 holes, with a pen, just mark where they are, a line on the outside. Can you see what I've done there? Can you see what I've done where I've marked them? Or a pen or a pencil?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be your guide.
Okay.
So you make your next signature up exactly the same. So here's my next.
How many pages in each signature?
It's entirely up to you. As I said, you've got to remember, if you put this has got 3 signatures of 6 pages, right? It's not got a very big spine, so it's beginning to bulk. Some people don't mind if they have a big gap, because this one is going to go into this one here, I've got quite a spine. So I have taken the liberty of having 14 pages, no, 15 pages, 15 pieces of paper, which will become 30 pages when I hold it. And I think I'm only going to put 2 signatures in here, because by the time you put all the other bits and pieces in, it's going to be too bulky. Because if you're going to add bits, like say you want to add a tag, that's going to take up room, and you want to add something else. So I'm only going to put 2 signatures in this one.
I think I did
that one.
I think I did my spine too thick because I've only
No.
got a little.
No, you can add more signatures.
Ah, okay.
Always, and by the time you put in all your Annie Bendod, all your bits and pieces, so your clutter, or your pictures, it's gonna start, because that's what's happened to this one. It's getting too wide. And another one I've got somewhere. So once you've got your second signature ready, okay, or your third signature, your fourth signature, what you need to do then is put the 2 together, okay, and mark where you've marked it here.
Yeah.
Mark it up, okay.
Right. Okay.
And then that very carefully with a peg, you hold it. Make sure you've got the middle. And turn it inside out, right, and then bend it the other way, because that is where you're going to be putting your. So you've marked it there, so this is where you're going to be putting your spiky tool in the middle, so that they will be the same place as they are here.
Right.
Once you've done that and you've marked it, you can then go ahead and
Make your holes.
make that one's moved. Make sure, last of all, make sure they're all where you want them, and that just check that, go through them and check that you're going to catch them all. Because some of these are smaller, like this one's a lot smaller yet. And now know that these 3 marks here are going to be the same 3 marks on the other one. 2, 3. So you've got your signature.
Yeah.
Button thread, any strong thread, carpet thread, any strong thread.
A string.
String I've been using.
Right, string probably you do. So you do 1, 2, 3 lengths of your pages. You will have quite a bit left over, but it's better to have a little bit left over than struggle and tie a knot at the end. Right? Then cut it. Now this is button thread. If you haven't got wax thread, this is wax thread that comes with the kit from Amazon. Just take a candle and rub your thread through the candle. You'll find it a lot easier when it comes to threading and pulling. It waxes it for you. I meant to have brought the candle up from downstairs in my craft room, but this one was in the bathroom, so this one will do. You can tell it's in the bathroom, it's full of shells. I just whipped it. And then a nice big eyed needle. No knots, okay? Just thread your needle, no knots. Okay, right, put that to one side. I've hoping Carolyn will come. Now what you're going to do is get your file, which you've made. Right, so there's my book. So this is, I have to do it right. So that's my front page where we made the pocket.
Yeah.
Right, and there's my spine. Now, what I suggest you do with your spines, did you all manage to get my other extra piece of information, a piece of sheeting, a piece of material or something?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Right, what you want to do is put your piece of card down the middle if your spine isn't strong enough. One of mine is not, this one here is not strong enough. So I'm going to demonstrate that on this one.
Wibbly.
Yeah, this is one I've made. You see, it's not strong enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a piece of card down the middle there and a piece of sheeting to make it really, really strong. So I should go ahead and do that one. So I'm going to use glue. You can use anything. You can use a glue gun. You can use wet glue, anything, because you're not going to be seeing it. You just want to make it strong.
I think I left my PVA in too long.
I think you probably did. You're going to have to soak that to get the brush out. It will come out. It will come out if you soak
Can you
it.
put the extra bit in two pieces, do you think? Because I've only got the bit. Oh, no,
I'm going to have, yeah, I'm going to have to do the same. I'm going to have to do this. I think as long as it overlaps, it should be fine.
Right, that's okay.
I'm going to have to do the same. I've got the same problem. I thought my piece was going to be long enough and it's not. Right, I'm going to get my glue gun's hot enough. So I'm now going to glue my piece of card down the middle. The piece I chose wasn't long enough, so I'm going to use this bit. I chose a nice piece of card and it's nowhere near long enough. So. But as this is not going to be seen, I'm going to garrot myself with this headphone. I can see it happening. Right. All the way down the work fast with the glue gun because the glue does dry very quickly. Okay. Right. So I've put my piece of card down the middle. Right. Hi. Right. I was saying I put a piece of cardboard down here to reinforce the spine. I'm now going to put a piece of material in just to cover the workings of the cardboard and give myself something to grab onto. Okay, so that's that. I didn't measure. Smooth all the glue in. Right, that can be tucked under. Tuck it under. It's a nice neat edge. There we are. I'll put another strip down. Now there's two ways you can tackle this. Well, there's more than two ways. There's lots of ways you can tackle it. But the two ways I'm going to suggest. One way is you then put your signatures in and then dig holes through and sew them in all together. That's the way I'm going to do in my book underneath. This one, I've put the material. You can put, I've got one little signature I'm going to show you, which I'm going to take. This book is going to be for all Brian's church stuff. Show you that. This is our Christmas tree we had in St Clair's, and we used to cut it down after Christmas. Then Easter, we would cover it with Oasis, and as you came down from your first Easter communion, we'd fill it with flowers. So the Christmas tree went through. So that's what this book's going to be for. Now, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration with one sheet of paper. So I'll take this out. This is my paper bag sheet. Right, so pretend it's a bigger signature. I'm going to thread my needle. I have got one threaded already, but I'm going to thread this one quickly with some of this. This is for demonstration purposes only. It's not going to stay here, but it's just to show you how you can attach it if you've got material in the middle and you don't want to go through your spine. There are, so 1, 2, 3. So I've got my 3 holes in, 1, 2, 3. So what I do is go down the middle hole. Go down the middle hole. And I catch it where I've decided, say this is going to be the middle of the book, catch it on the piece of material I've got left up. This is a tricky way of doing it, so that's why it can be done. Then you pull it, because you don't want this to go right the way through, I usually peg it. Then I go up to the top on my material and find where the hole is at the top. There it is there. And I go right back down again. Catch it. Material there. Okay.
And then up in the middle.
And then up in the middle and then tie it off.
How we had to do legal documents when I worked at the Chartered Accountants.
Ah, so this is all second nature to you then, Janice?
Well, it's a memory.
And you come up either side of the thread and you tie it off, okay? That's how you sew them in. But you've got to make sure you leave a bit of a selvage to do it on, okay? With your material, or make sure your material's, you know, bouncy enough to do it. That I would only do if it's something very special. But where I'm going to do it now is a lot easier. Get your book again. Take your spine. Make sure you know where your spine ends and starts. Okay. Take one of your signatures that you have got already pegged together. Where's my signature I've got already pegged together? Oh, here. This one. Right. So you know where your dots are because you've marked them. You've marked them, haven't you? Put it down. If you've got something which you've got a top and a bottom, make sure that you're not going to end up with a picture upside down. So make sure that, oh, that's going to be the front, or that's going to be the back. So the front picture has got to be, there is a picture in here somewhere. I don't want it upside down when I come to it. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, so the picture's going to be the right way up when I look at it, I think. It's a reflection, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, I think they're the mountains. Yeah, so right. So I now know that is right. So now I'm going to go to the edge of my spine, and I'm going to mark it a little bit in. 1, 2. No, I'm going to move it up a bit. So I have to do a dash. 1, 2, 3. Right, I'm happy with it there. Move that out the way. Open it up again. So it's not right on the edge. Look, it's there. There's the edge of my spine there. Can you see? That's the edge of my spine where it says Shire Brook, and where I've got the line, that's where I'm going to put my first hole. Then I'm going to move over and put another 2 holes over. So with your book open, and you can then put your first hole in. 1, 2, 3. Now you want to put another 2 in, so you're going to move over a bit. So you can, what you could do is put your signature in and say, right, my next hole is going to be over so far. So 1. If you want to use a ruler or a pencil to make sure that you don't go off course. And then the last one, just before you hit the spine again, if you're putting 3 signatures in. If you're going to only put 2 signatures in, you can always come back later and add another one. So if you've got your dots there, you know where you're going. So say you've put 2 signatures in and you're coming back, you've made another signature up. Just quickly make a signature up.
Yeah.
I've checked that it's all the right way, etc. You just go up to your signature and say, oh, there's a dot there, there's a dot there, there's a dot there, and then you can add another signature at a later date. Right, so you've got your signatures in. I've got my needle and thread. Oh, I did have. This is the thread I waxed. Were you there, Carolyn, when I showed you how to wax the thread? Or
No,
were you?
but
Let me just put my earphone in. I can't hear you. Did you were you around when I said about waxing thread?
No, no, Heather.
I said use any thread you can want, string, but if you wax it, you'll find it easier. And what
Yeah.
you need to do is get an old candle and just literally run your thread backwards and forwards on the candle so it digs into it, and it will leave
Okay.
a residue. Or you can
Lovely.
do what I've done, and I've bought waxed thread. But,
Yes, I'm going to buy this.
right. So now we've got our holes in. We've got our holes in our signatures. For each signature, you need at least the length of 3. And I've now just check again that what you put in is going to be the right way up. I'm just checking again, because always check, because you're only quite upsetting if you've got to undo it. Yeah, I think that's the right way up. There's the picture. There's the picture. No, it's that way up. Right. So we start in the middle. Janice is an old hand at this. And you go down. You go down. You go through. Up to the top. This is why you've got to keep your pages together with pegs. I haven't kept my page together, now so I'm going to have to hump for the whole. Well, you know what I mean. Do you all understand what I mean? How to do it? The other way you can do it, because I'm going to have to rethread that. I'll do it in a second. The other way, if you've got a sewing machine, you can take it to a sewing machine and run a few stitches there, a few stitches there, and a few stitches there. And then when you come to tie it in, you can tie it in with a piece of thread all the way round. You can tie it in by tying them all the way round like this, and then having one tying right round the book. But it is better, I always think, to if you can, personally, I suppose it's a matter of choice, isn't it, again, if you can tie them all in. I'm going to have another go at doing this, and this time I'm going to use a peg to peg it down.
Yeah, I've got my things sewn in. I'm
Oh, well done.
Well
Thank
done.
you, yes.
Yeah.
They're all very colourful sheets of paper. I shall have to start doing another with the thing. On the one that before, you did a
that's
whole
good.
page and a quarter or a half a page. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember how to do that, so I've just left it.
Right, I'll show you next week.
I cut up an envelope. I stuck the back of the envelope on 2 sides, and then I just stuck this along the bottom, so I got a little pocket.
Oh, right, I
Yeah.
see.
Right.
Yes,
Hang
now
on, Lorna.
it makes sense.
Hang on,
I'll
Lorna.
try.
I can't see. Right, yes, yeah.
I've done that one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, yes, very good. Yeah, lovely. Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
like
nice,
that.
Trixie.
That's
a
very good,
pocket.
Trixie.
That's
Oh,
lovely.
very nice.
And I
Yeah.
did that one, which has got a...
Yeah, we're just ending, Brian. Brian's come for his lunch.
Yeah, I like that.
Very nice.
That's lovely.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. See you all next
See
week.
you
Bye.
next week.
Bye,
See you all next
everyone.
week.
Bye.
Bye.